absolute huge win against the Oklahoma City Thunder, a game in which they really needed for tiebreaker purposes to advance in the standings, to continue this run and push to try to get into the playoffs. Everyone showed up. It was a great team effort by everybody. Even guys that struggled like Austin Reeves still found other ways to impact the game through assists, defense. Lonnie Walker was huge and big. AD was an absolute monster, the guy that we needed him to be in that game. And we still got a very interesting stretch coming up. The Lakers also got a couple great things to fall their way. Utah, right? Utah ended up losing, so that gave us a game and a half ahead of them now, and really is starting to put some gap in space there. The Dallas Mavericks are completely out of the playoffs now. Luka is talking about how, he's just not having fun anymore, and he just seems down in the dumps, and that, from a Lakers standpoint, is great, right? Because that's a team that we're fighting for. We ended up dropping that game against them, which really hurt us. And right now we are a full game ahead of the Mavericks. We got to just keep winning and keep that game ahead, because you got to remember the Mavericks have the tiebreaker. So when you look at the standings, the Lakers are right there. We're tied for 7th. We're currently in 8th. We're only 2 games out of 4th, a game and a half out of 5th. So again, we are right there and really got to push. The Suns, they are getting Kevin Durant back, so that might be a little hard to catch them. I could see them actually catching the Clippers. Clippers, without Paul George, they got a tough stretch. It's very possible that that could end up being the team that we end up catching for the 6th seed, or even the Warriors. We have the tiebreaker against the Warriors, right? So if we finish with the same record as the Warriors, all of a sudden, we get that nod and we're in the 6th seed. Now, worst case scenario, hopefully we're in that 7th A spot. I really think that with that, we can get into the playoffs, because now you have 2 chances just to win 1 game. And then we end up playing one of, Denver, Sacramento, or Memphis. And I think the Lakers have a real shot in a first-round matchup against any of those teams. The Lakers have been really good. Have been playing really good basketball lately, but got to keep doing our job, right? Got to keep pushing ahead. So as you see here, our next stretch of 3 games to round out this month of March, we have 8 games left. You got the Bulls twice, and you got the Timberwolves, right? Timberwolves game is another huge, massive game, because the Timberwolves, I still believe, have the tiebreaker, even if we win that game. But what it does is it gives us a full game ahead of them. That could be the difference when we get into seeding again, right? Now, granted, if you're the 7th, 8th seed, at that point, it doesn't really matter, right? If Minnesota is the 7th seed or the 8th seed, and we're the 7th seed or 8th seed, we still got to play them regardless. But as far as our stretch to get into potentially the 6th seed or even the 5th seed, that's what we need. We need to beat that team. We got to beat Chicago both times. And when you look at the rest of the Lakers' schedule, I mean, every game is a winnable game, right? Very winnable. And the Lakers have done a good job so far weathering without LeBron James. And LeBron James is going to come back sooner or later, right? Hopefully he comes back with, 6, 7 games remaining. Hopefully he comes back at worst the Timberwolves game. But I really do think that we have a real shot in the Bulls. There's questions about DeMar DeRozan. He's very likely going to miss at least one of those games, probably that first one. Win that game at home, right? Hold your home court. I said that a home run would be 4-1 on this homestand. Right now, we are 3-1. You win that Bulls game, you're 3-1. I said worst case 3-2, but I'd like to at this point go 4-1. That would be beautiful. And then we got a 5-game road trip, right? Against the Bulls, the Timberwolves, and then you get the Rockets, get the Jazz, and then the Clippers. Although the Clippers is kind of a home game, right? Rockets we should beat, especially with LeBron back at that point. I really do think he comes back around that time. But even if not, Anthony Davis should be there. We should be fine against the Rockets. It won't be a layup drill and dunk drill with Anthony Davis. And plus, everyone else should be there, so that should really help. So if we get, say, at worst case, say we get the Bulls game at home, right? We get the mini game. That'd be 2. Rockets would be 3. I think we can beat the Jazz both times. There's 4 or 5. Now it just comes down to the Clippers, Suns, and if you beat one of those 2, then you're talking, you go 6-2 on the stretch. That's beautiful. Now you're 4 games over 500. At this point, the Lakers just kind of got to weather the storm, right? I don't think so. Now that they're at 500, I don't think that they're going to be sub 500 by the end of the season, right? you need to at least get a game or two over 500. I think if they get to like 42, 43 wins, that is a real chance for us to get into that 6th seed. I really do. I think that that's a real shot for us to get in the 6th seed. A lot of these teams still play each other. We got to do our job. We got to do our part. If we can win and we can, go, look, we have 8 games, right? So if you go 4-4, we finish 500. Can we go 5-3? I think that that's very realistic, right? I mean, I really do. I think that we have enough talent, enough momentum, right? You saw Darvin Ham yesterday in his presser where he talked about how like guys' spirits are super high. Guys are really excited and pumped and feel like, the tides have changed basically. And that, guys are laughing and joking and having a great time in the locker room. They're building that chemistry. They're building that camaraderie. They're building those relationships. That's what you want, right? You want to build this chemistry. This team has had to do so much and climb such an uphill battle in such a quick amount of time. And we've done it. They're there. Right? I mean, we had 25 games to basically do what teams have done the entire season, and we were behind the 8 ball, right? We started the season 2-10. Our odds of just even making the play-in were like slim to none, let alone making the actual playoffs. And now the playoffs is an actual real thing. We had like a 2% chance, something like that, to make the playoffs. That's insane, right? And now the Lakers, they are in the position. They have the talent. They have the roster. They have the pieces. LeBron James coming back is only going to add more to that and make it more exciting and more there's just going to be more belief in that regard that we can get this done. The Lakers are 3-0 when this team is fully healthy, right? I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility that if LeBron comes back with, say, 7 games left, in those 7 games, we go at worst 4-3. So then that just means we have to go 500 over, or just win the Bulls game. And if he comes back for the second Bulls game, then there you go. Let's say he comes back for 6 games, right? Just split the Bulls games. And then I think we could go, again, 4-2, right? Like, there you go. Now we're 2 games over 500. We got 42 wins. And the Lakers are in a really good, legit spot. Like, that's what I want to see from this Lakers team. Keep grinding. You got to think of all the adversity that this team has just faced, right? No Anthony Davis for some of those games. LeBron James missed almost all of them, right? D'Lo missed several of them. You're talking about a team that hasn't been 100% outside of 3 games. And we still have a winning record. We finally got to 500 after just insane stretches. We have a favorable schedule the rest of the way, a schedule that really looks like we have a chance and a shot to get there. I mean, all the cards are on our table. All of the opportunity is there. We just have to, as a team, just go grab it and make it happen, right? Keep doing your job. Keep winning. Now, are we going to go 8-0 the rest of the stretch? It's possible. Is it likely? Probably not. You're going to lose a game. You can have a bad night or a team just shoots the lights out or something like that. But I don't think anyone would be shocked if we rattle off our next 8 games and now we go on an 11-game win streak. If that happens, then I think we're probably the 5th seed. But realistically, over these 8 games, can we go 5-3? I really do believe we can do that. I really do believe that this team can go 5-3 over these 8 games at worst. Maybe we could go better. I think it's going to come down to those 2 Bulls games. If we lose one of those Bulls games, then I think that we probably go 5-3. I think if we win both Bulls games, I think we probably go 6-2. It's just, can you close out this stretch? Can you win the home game against Chicago? Can you win that road game against Chicago? And then now we're going into that mini game with hopefully LeBron James, and now you have a real shot. And you got him for the rest of the season. Also, another kind of point, I guess, is when it comes to LeBron, if the Lakers let's say the Lakers win both Chicago games, do they wait to bring LeBron back? That's a real question too. Let's say we win the next 3, right? We're on a 6-game win streak. All is good. You close out the month on a great win streak. Now we go into April with 5 games left. I could see LeBron coming back for all of those, or maybe just miss one of those games, maybe the Houston game. And then it's like, okay, well, now we got like the Jazz, the Clippers, the Suns, all of that. Like, okay, we're going to need LeBron for that stretch. I could see something like that where if we lose, say, one of the Bulls games, or, knock on wood, both of the Bulls games, that would suck. But, let's say we end up, winning those games, then I don't think there's that urgency to get LeBron back, right? Where if we lose those games, it's like, all right, LeBron, we might need him back. And I would rather have LeBron sit as long as he can. I want him to play a couple games before the playoffs because I want him to get his legs underneath him. I want him to get NBA ready, because it's just different when you're doing workouts and scrimmages compared to an actual NBA game. So it'd be nice to have him get at least 3 or 4 games under his belt leading into the playoffs or the potential play-in. But that only happens if we continue to win. I think if we end up splitting games, or, we go 2-1 over these last 3 for the month, then I could see LeBron going, okay, I need to come back. I got to get back there. And I don't want to see him rush and then something happen. I want him as healthy and rested as possible because we're going to need playoff LeBron. We're going to need that beast of a LeBron James to help lead this team and potentially win a championship. I don't think it's that far-fetched. I think we have a legit shot. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, so I pass the question on to you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? Think this Lakers team, how many games do you think we win out of these 8? Do you like where we're at? Do you think we get the 6 seed? Do you think we're 7, 8? However you feel, whatever your thoughts are, I'd love to hear it. So let me know down in the comments section.